Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Big news. I'm just gonna say it. I'm pregnant! Baby number 2 is on the way. For those of you who've been following me for a while, sorry, I have like some swatches on my hand. I want to make sure it didn't get on my dress, but I do have a daughter. She is 14 months now. Her name is Ella Julia, and she is the light of my life. She's been making some little cameos at the end of some of my declutter videos, wreaking havoc. But yeah, we kind of had a talk on my birthday, actually. A couple days after my birthday, my husband took me out to eat and drink and dance and stuff, and he was like, I think we should try, and I was like, I need another glass of wine. And here we are. I have my little baby app here. I have a few, like what to expect, Ovia, things like that. But I am in my second trimester. I am 16 weeks and 3 days. So we don't know what we're having yet. I actually find out in about a week and a half what we're having. So I'll keep you guys posted. Yeah, so excited, guys. So when my husband was like, I want to try, and this was like February 2nd is when we had gone out. And he was like, I want a November baby. He's a November baby. His birthday is November 5th. And I was just like, sweetie, we would need to get pregnant like now. That's not going to happen. It did take us a whole year. It was like a year minus a day or two to get pregnant. Our first pregnancy did end in a miscarriage at 6 weeks. And then I think like 4.5 months later, we got pregnant with Ella. So, and you typically after a miscarriage, you are more fertile, and after having a baby, you're more fertile. So I was just not expecting it. I was still not nursing because Ella had kind of stopped nursing. I went away on a work trip, came back, she wouldn't nurse. It was heartbreaking. I'm still not over it. But I was exclusively pumping, which is not the life, guys. I'm not cut out for like it's permanently exclusively pumping. But yeah, so I was like, okay, we can try, but just know that this probably is going to take a while. We got pregnant like in a week, basically. I did have the Mirena IUD, and I got that taken out like the next business day. It was either then or wait till June 15th or something for a doctor appointment. So I was like, fine, let's do it now. And within a week. And I only knew I was pregnant because since I was still not nursing, but breastfeeding, I was pumping. I wasn't getting my period. Maybe every month and a half, I would lightly spot for a couple days, and I was like, maybe that's my period. But when I got my IUD out, I had been spotting for a day or two. And, but I don't know if that was a real period or not. Now, about 2 weeks later, I did notice I would, pump between like 31 to 33 or 34 ounces a day of milk. And since I was only pumping, I knew that's how much milk I was producing. And then like, all of a sudden I pumped like 31 ounces. And then it was like 30 for like a few days in a row. Whereas normally it would fluctuate. And I'm like, that's interesting. And then it was like 28. And I was like, okay, this is not normal. What's going on? And then it was 27. And then one day it was like 24. And then one day it was 21. But then it went back up to 28. And mind you, now I'm having like the Starbucks pink drink. I'm downing coconut milk. I'm like pumping 20 times a day. What felt like it, but it wasn't. And really trying, because Ella was almost a year. This was back in February, so she was 11 months old, but I really wanted her to exclusively have breast milk for a full year. The first 3 weeks of her life, she did have formula because she had been losing weight. She had really bad jaundice, and, we were in the hospital longer and all that stuff. But other than that, it was breast milk. And, so I was really stressed out, and my husband's like, well, maybe you're pregnant. And I was like, there's absolutely no way we got pregnant that fast. And then one day, like maybe 2 weeks after that, I was like, I'm like, take the baby home. We were both driving home, and I was like, I'm gonna go to the store and get a test. And the next morning, I peed like all over the test. I thought I messed it up, but it wasn't invalid. It came out positive, and I was like, what the hell? and I brought the other test to work, and I very carefully took that test, and it was like literally as I'm peeing, it was like pregnant. So that's that. So I called the doctor. They were like, congratulations, you don't need to come in. We'll make an appointment for 10 years down the line. And I've been there, done that. And it was just like, I couldn't believe it. Now, because we have lost a pregnancy, we're just very careful about telling people. So even our families, we had our first doctor appointment, I want to say at 9 weeks, which is when we told our families. And it was just, everyone's so excited and mad at us for keeping it a secret. But I think I was like 5 or 6 weeks already when we found out I was pregnant. So really just kept it from them for like 3 or 4 weeks. But in the interim was Ella's birthday party, like all these things. And I was just like, yeah, like I totally knew. So they were mad, and oh my goodness, I can't even tell you. I've just been so emotional, and the time I have with Ella now is just so sweet, and I'm just like savoring every moment, because pretty soon she's not going to be my only baby, which makes me want to cry because I adore her. And having to split up my energy and my time and my focus is normal and a given, and people do it a million times. Sorry about the lighting changing, but the sun is in and out. But yeah, I just, like on her birthday, I was putting her down for her nap before her birthday party, and I was holding her, and she had her bottle, and I was rocking her, and I was singing to her like usual, and I told her her birth story, and how she's gonna be a big sister, and I was just crying, and she's so sweet. I do have a belly now. I popped in the past week. So like she looks at my belly and like rubs it and pokes it, and you know, she's super curious. But yeah, so yeah, I'm pregnant. And funny enough, I'm due November 5th on my husband's birthday. So we went for an ultrasound. We did the genetic testing at 13 weeks, I want to say. And the results came back. Everything's great. So we went, and they measured the baby head to rump, and you know, we saw the baby moving, and it's just crazy. I'm like, wow, like 13 weeks. I forgot how early on they look like a real full baby. You know, like there's limbs and a head and hands. It's just crazy. And it just doesn't seem real, you know. And with Ella, I think because she was the first pregnancy right after a miscarriage, we had so many ultrasounds. Like by now we would have already had like 4, and we've only had 2. And it's just amazing. Oh my goodness. And yeah, so they measured the baby, and they were like, oh, you actually look like a week ahead. So they confirmed with my doctor, and so I thought at 13 weeks that I was 13 weeks and had a week left in my second trimester. First trimester, 3rd month. But they actually changed the due date, which was supposed to be November 12th to November 5th. So who knows? And we just really don't know, because we don't know when my period was, and that's when they measure the due date. So who the heck knows? Ella also measured big. So the baby will hopefully come sometime in November. Maybe even late October. We don't know. I took some notes early on, because I just can't keep. Oh, I found out at 4 weeks. I thought I was farther along. I was 4 weeks and 2 days, but technically I guess I was 5 weeks and 2 days. I did get a few nosebleeds in that first, you know, between like 5 and 7 weeks. 5 and 7 weeks. I had a couple nosebleeds. I remember being really dizzy. My head was spinning. Oh my goodness, the fatigue. The fatigue with Ella was so bad, but having a toddler and being pregnant is no joke, guys. It's just no joke. I used to be able to come home from work, and like I'd pass out on the couch for an hour or an hour and a half, and like then we would eat dinner and I'd go to bed. No, I come home from work, and either my husband or I are running to grab Ella wherever she's staying. Then we have to worry about food. We can't just eat cereal because we need to feed the baby. We're doing stuff around that. You know, like there's so much to do. Now, I don't know when I started. Maybe it was like in the 2nd month, having insomnia. I couldn't sleep. What I did notice very early on is a lot of my late pregnancy symptoms with Ella were happening super early. Insomnia. Like I can't sleep. I've been taking Unisom. I was taking the tablets that dissolve on your tongue. And now I take the pills that you actually just swallow, and literally we put Ella to bed, I would say between 7:30 and 8:30. I do 7:30. My husband does 8:30. And I'll take the pills when we're putting her down to bed, getting her room ready and everything, so that within an hour I'm like really tired, so I could sleep through the night. And a lot of the time I'm still waking up. I'm having crazy dreams like every single night. Some just weird and crazy, some not so happy crazy. But yeah, the night sweats around 6 weeks started getting real. I was just exhausted. I really felt like I was like run down and had a cold, even though I didn't. My tailbone hurt a lot in my hip, which is again a late pregnancy symptom with Ella. That was coming on super early at like 6 weeks. My wrist was hurting. I have some kind of syndrome. It's carpal tunnel is in your carpal tunnel here, and there's a little tunnel here, de Quervain syndrome, and it's the same thing as carpal tunnel, but it's located right here. If you press right in there, you could feel your like tendons, and it's extremely common amongst nursing mothers because the way that you're holding your breast basically to like shove in your baby's mouth, it's a very awkward angle in the way you hold the baby. I had to get 2 cortisone shots so far. They want to do surgery to kind of just repair it or fix the situation, but now I'm pregnant and I can't do it. That was hurting so much. Like it hurt to flex my hand. I didn't know what I was going to do, to be completely honest. That pain has gone away for the most part. So week 7 is when my breast really started hurting, which is funny because that was one of the first things when I was pregnant with Ella that I knew something was up, because I was like, oh my God, my boobs hurt so, like to the touch, they hurt. But it just lasted that week 7. Super nauseous. Guys, I was nauseous. Like I found out I was pregnant and a week later, I'm still nauseous. So I've been nauseous for maybe 2 months, over 2 months now. I am taking Raglan, I think it is. It's a prescription that is safe to take while you're pregnant for nausea. And I was taking it all the time. Now I take it here and there. If I eat too much, oh my God, it's horrible. I'm like ravenous now. But I did lose some weight because I couldn't eat and I was so nauseous and I felt so gross. But yeah, and I was bloated, whatever, that all went away. But that's all I did was take notes up until 8 weeks. So in the past month, over a month, between like 9 weeks and 16, the nausea has gotten better. I still am nauseous. Now, the thing is I do have ulcerative colitis, which is an autoimmune disorder. And I flared very early on with Ella. Around 5-6 weeks, I found out I was pregnant. And then the same week I started to flare, just with the hormone imbalance and everything, I think. And because it was so early on, I couldn't take the steroids. I take prednisone that are needed to calm the inflammation and get the flare under control, because that steroid is a small molecule and passes through to the baby. So I was for about 5-6 weeks just flaring uncontrollably with no way of checking anything. And then once it was safe to go ahead and take the medication, it took almost twice as long to kick in. So it took like a month and a half to really start feeling better. So my first trimester with Ella sucked. Now this time I've been fine. However, about almost like 2.5 weeks ago, I started noticing symptoms and I'm flaring. It's not nearly as bad. I am far enough along that I could take the prednisone. So I am taking that, but it isn't really, it's helping a lot. I don't feel any discomfort or pain anymore. But I do still have blood in my stool, which is the only symptom I really have, and some stomach sensitivity here and there. But so I'm not miserable, but the thing is with the prednisone comes insomnia. So even with the pills, sometimes it doesn't work. And the night sweats are horrible. Like I change my sheets all the time and I wake up in the middle of the night and I wipe my face and it's a sheet of sweat. Like it's just really, really bad. But the good thing is I can take the medication. It would be worse without it. And I feel okay. I'm starting to get my energy back. Like I made dinner twice this week and it's Thursday. I'm like, what? I made dinner twice? I haven't made dinner twice in like a month. So yeah, I feel good. I haven't told my job yet, but it is on Instagram and Facebook. So it's just that I don't follow like people at my job. I don't do social media with them. So it's not a secret. I will be telling them probably in like a week or so, because a lot of my bosses are kind of traveling in the middle of stuff and they're all men and they'll freak out. So yeah, I don't know. We don't have a preference, boy or girl. My husband would love a boy, of course. I would love a boy, so I never feel like I'm missing out. But part of me would love for Ella to have a sister. Like, me and my sister were just so close growing up. And I just have a feeling this is the last one. I'm 36. I'll be 36 when I have the baby as well. But I'm just tired, guys. And it's a lot on your body. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit jaded because it was just nonstop. Like, you're basically pregnant for 10 months. And then I nursed and breastfed and pumped for a year. I stopped in March, but I was already pregnant. And it's just like, I never got to have like my body be my body. And now I'm pregnant again. So I'm just like, oh my God, this is crazy. But you know what we did when we talked about it, we were just like, we didn't want to start over in our 40s. Like, we don't want Ella to be like in kindergarten or something. And then I'm 40 getting pregnant again, starting all over. Perfectly fine and doable for a lot of people. But at 36, I'm struggling. And in 4 years, I'm going to be even worse, you know? So we were like, let's just get it over with. And I'm like, okay, you know what? We're already exhausted. We already don't know what we're doing. Let's wing it and let's see what happens. And it must be God's will because it happened very quickly. Yeah, baby's 16 weeks. I'm trying to see, like, baby is the size of a dill pickle. This is how big baby's foot is, literally. This is how big baby's hand is. I can't believe it. Like, the baby can hear us, you know? It's just, I love these updates. So this is me from the front. Yeah, that's me. Look at that belly. Like, I definitely popped this past week. Before I could like suck my stomach in and it would be like back there, like really flat. But now it's just, it hurts to suck it in. And I am swollen up here. My colon wraps up here and it is inflamed from the colitis flare. But now the baby's kind of growing up in here and pushing everything up. So I do feel like I'm carrying high, but I feel a lot of pressure really low, which is odd. But yeah, I just thought it would be cute to do like some gender predictor tests. I don't know. So one thing is from the Mayans, they say you take the age you were conceived and the year that you conceived. And I'm 36 and it's 2018, and if both numbers are odd or even, then you're having a girl. If it's like one and the other, then it's a boy. So that's, the Mayans say I'm having a girl. And let's see. The Chinese gender predictor is the same kind of thing. I was 36 and you take the month, which is February, and they predict I'm having a girl. So let's see with these questions. I got these offline and it says, how are you carrying? And I don't know, I feel like I'm carrying high, even though it's still really early, you know, so I may have to do this again later on. And so they say if you're carrying high, it's a girl. Heartbeat rate. Oh, and I do say high because, and I have like my little list here. Around this time, when I was almost 4 months pregnant with Ella, I couldn't button my jeans, and I'm still wearing my jeans and my belts fine. I just make sure I pull them like all the way under my belly, like, which is just like an extra inch. But before I couldn't even do that. So heartbeat rate over 140 is a girl. Ours was 155 the last time, so that's girl. How did your skin change? I haven't noticed. It hasn't gotten drier or more acne prone or oily or anything. Nausea? Yes, which means it's a girl. Cravings. Sweet is girl, sour salt is boy. I will say boy. Lemonade was a huge craving I had with Ella. She's clearly a girl, but I love sweets. Love sweets. And I don't know. I mean, I really have been craving smoothies, and those are sweet. But I don't eat a lot of chips, and I've kind of been wanting that. Tortellini, like savory things and pastas and carb things I've been wanting. I don't know. I would just say boy. Did your legs get very hairy? If no, it means it's a girl. Yes, it's a boy, and that is kind of alluding to the testosterone. I have no clue. I feel like I'm exactly the same, and also now I'm on prednisone, so I'm on steroids, so I tend to get hairier then, so ignore that. Does your husband have more sisters? Yes, means a girl. He does have one sister. Baby's weight. Oh, where am I gaining the weight, the baby weight? Hips, thighs, butts mean girl. Yeah, I guess. I haven't really gained weight because I lost like 5 pounds. Now I'm kind of where I was before, but also some of that is because of the prednisone, because I typically gain like 15, I would say 10 to 15 pounds just from taking the prednisone. Fuller face means a girl. I wouldn't say that, but it's still early. My cheeks did plump up this past week, but, or since I've been taking the prednisone, which is very typical. You get like a really round face. Are your feet colder or warmer? Warmer means a girl. I would say girl. Food cravings. Fruit means a girl. Meat, cheese means a boy. It's not twins, but I need cheese and I need fruit. So that's another thing. Twins and triplets run on my side. So it's very likely I would. So every time we go, we're like, there's just one, right? Is dad gaining weight? No means a girl. He kind of is. So we'll say a boy. Is your chest bigger or smaller? Boys make your chest bigger. Mine is the same right now. So who knows? Urine is bright or dull. Mine is normal, probably because I drink a lot of water. So that's a girl. And 86.7% said it's a girl. So, well, you know, that's just something silly, whatever. But so these predictors are saying the Chinese gender test says girl, the questionnaire said girl, and the Mayans say it's a girl. So we'll see. I'm not going to tell my husband because he may cry. He is completely in love with Ella and is petrified of having only daughters, just like every father is, I think. But yeah, so we'll see. I just wanted to share with you guys because I've been on YouTube for not many years, but several years now. And I know your names. You guys follow me. It means so much to me. I haven't been able to post regularly like since I was pregnant the first time. And you guys have, the ones who have stuck by me. So a lot of people did unsubscribe as I became more irregular in my posting. I really appreciate you, and I just want you to know that. And I didn't really feel comfortable putting Ella on YouTube and all that stuff, but my husband was like, you know, here and there, it's okay. And I just feel like some of you are my friends and you care and you're invested, and I feel invested in some YouTubers I watch. And I want to see their babies. Like Jessica Braun's having a baby soon, and I was like, oh my God, like I would be heartbroken for some reason if I never saw her baby and I don't even know her. But I just want to thank you guys, and I just wanted to share my good news with you. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will somehow let you know, even if I just do like a little slideshow video here, whether we're having a boy or a girl. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video for almost half an hour. I truly appreciate you guys. Stay beautiful and stay blessed from my house and my baby's house to yours. Bye guys.